Okay, today I'm going to do factorization by grouping, and I'm going to present to you 4 examples, and you can get the idea of how factorization by grouping is actually done. So without much further ado, let's get on with question 1. Okay, question 1, notice that normally, right, we will have 3 terms: an x square term, x term, and a number term. In this case, we actually have 4 terms. So the 4 terms actually gives you a clue that this should be done, the factorization should be done by grouping. Next thing we do is we see what we can factorize from each pair, so to speak. So if you notice, right, for the first pair, what can we actually factorize from this guy and this guy? These 2 terms, we can factorize x. So if I factorize x, I'm left with 1 plus 2y. Similarly, for here and here, what are the terms that we can factorize? What is the term we can factorize from 4 and 8y? We can factorize 4. So I'm left with 1 plus 2y. Okay, now notice, right, that there are 2 groups here, one group here, one group here. And what's a common term for these 2 groups, right, is 1 plus 2y, 1 plus 2y. So in this case, what I can do here is I can actually factorize 1 plus 2y from the both of them. So what I do is I write down 1 plus 2y. And what I have left over is x plus 4. So I just write down inside the bracket here, x plus 4. And I am done with the first question, where I factorize by grouping these 4 terms here. Now I move on to the second question. Okay, for the second question, what we have here is this. First, what I have is 4ax squared, okay, plus 12bx squared minus a minus 3b. First, I look at the first 2 terms. What can I factorize from these 2? Okay, beyond 4, okay, where 4 and 12, the common factor is 4, I can also factorize out x squared. So if I factorize 4x squared from the first 2 terms, what I'm left with is a plus 3b minus a minus 3b. Now you notice, right, a plus 3b, but down here is minus a minus 3b. So what I can do here is I can factorize negative 1 from negative a minus 3b. So if I do just that, I am left with minus 1, okay, a plus 3b. Okay, if you want to write the 1 here, up to you, alright, but I'd rather not write it. So it's minus 1, okay, a plus 3b. So now we look for from these 2 groups, we look for the common factor. And once again, I shall highlight the common factor here is a plus 3b. So in this case, if I factorize out a plus 3b like this, what I'm left with, alright, is 4x squared down there minus 1. Then I can further factorize. Okay, how come I can further factorize here? Just now above I can't, here I can. Why? If you notice, this is of the form a square minus b square. Okay, this one I can actually write it as 2x square minus 1 square. And you know that a square minus b square will give me a plus b, a minus b. And I'm done with question 2. Okay, I move on now to the next one, question 3. Okay, question 3, it works like this. I will have 4 minus 16a square plus 4a square b square minus b square. I look at the first 2 terms. What can I factorize from these 2 terms? I can factorize, okay, in this case, I factorize 4. So I'm left with 1 minus 4a square. Down here, you can see the common term that I can factorize is b square. So I factorize out b square, I get 4a square minus 1. 1 minus 4a square, 4a square minus 1. They are very close to each other, but they are not the same thing, so I cannot just highlight and factorize them. So what I can do here is I can modify this term here. How I can modify it is I can factorize negative 1 from here. So if I factorize negative 1, I write negative b square. I can write it as negative 4a square plus 1. They ask me, Mr. Sim, why are you going to do this kind of thing? Okay, Now if you notice, right, if I just rearrange the terms, okay, for this side I can write it as 1 minus 4a square. Now I can actually create the common term here, or I factorize rather. The common term is 1 minus 4a square, 1 minus 4a square. So what I can write here is 1 minus 4a square, and what is left over is 4 minus b square. Then what I can do, be very careful, notice that this is of the form a square minus b square. Here's also a square minus b square. So if you apply a plus b, a minus b, this is 1 plus 2a, 1 minus 2a. Similarly for this guy is 2 plus b, 2 minus b. And this term is completely factorized. Okay, we move on to question 4. Okay, question 4. Let's write out the question. We have 3a square minus 12b square. Okay, we have to factorize. Okay, 3a square minus 12b square minus 4ac minus 8bc. Now first and foremost, if I see here 3 and 12, okay, the obvious one is to factorize 3. So I get a square minus 4b square. Here and here I can factorize negative 4 and c. So I factorize negative 4 and c. I'm left with a minus 2b. We seem to be stuck a bit down here. Notice that this is a square minus 4b square. This a minus 2b. So this is one time that I will actually have to factorize this first into a plus 2b, a minus 2b. Over here, I copy minus 4c, a minus 2b. Notice I have one group here and one group here. And the common term between these two groups is a minus 2b. So if I factorize out a minus 2b, what I'm left in the bracket is this and this. So I write down, I'm left with 3 times a plus 2b minus 4c. Then I just simplify what's inside my brackets. What I have is, inside here, 3a plus 6b minus 4c. And I am done with question 4. And that's it for the examples of chapter 2.6.